Okay, so we are going to look at the basic operations for a Sunday morning worship service. So during a Sunday morning worship service, the main things we need to worry about are making sure that our house speakers are always on. Now, house speakers are controlled by this button right here. This slider always controls the main speakers. And so green is good. That means that the speakers are on. And so right now it is green as it should be. That means our main house speakers, the two speakers on the ceiling in the sanctuary, are on. Now there are 4 other speakers that this soundboard controls. And they are here. The keyboard monitor, we want to turn that on. The vocal monitor, we want to turn that on. The drum monitor, we also want to turn that on. And then the foyer/community hall speakers, we want to turn that on as well. The master volumes are adjusted by these sliders here. Turn them all to 0. Now, you can adjust them accordingly as needed. The rest of these are to control microphones or instruments. Now, each one is labeled by a digital display at the top here, and that tells you what it's controlling. If it says something generic like channel 5 or channel 7, that means it's not hooked up to anything, and those faders should be off as well as slid all the way down. Here is where we control our computer auxiliary input. And so that is what the Bluetooth speaker receiver is connected to. This cord right here is controlled by these two, and now you can see that they are linked. And so if I pull one down, the other one follows. If I push it up, it follows up, okay? So if you're pulling both down, it's going to fight you on it. So just pull one down and it'll match it. Turn one off, it turns both off, okay? They're linked. So you just control one, left, right is controlled here. So we have our black microphone. This is our corded microphone up front. The blue microphone, that's the cordless microphone that we turned on the front of the stage. And the headset, and that is this microphone which the speaker or lead singer will be using. At some point we will add a third wireless microphone, which will be red. Currently we don't have that hooked up. These are unassigned channels, they're blank, don't have to worry about them. Then here are instruments. We don't typically have a bass, but when we do, it will be here, labeled bass, drums, keyboard, guitar. So this is the layout. Now, right now, since all of these are not lit up, that means that we are controlling the main house speaker. Okay, so if I turn this down, it's going to turn it down in the main house speaker. It will not turn it down in the monitor. So if the headset is too loud in the drum monitor, then we have to go and control that specifically. We could turn everything down in the drum monitor, but if we just want to turn down the headset, we need to go up to these 4 buttons. These control the other 4 speakers. So if I push mix 3, that's the drum monitor. And you can see it automatically adjusted. So now these are green. And when these sliders are green, that means that you are controlling a monitor mix. Okay, we're controlling something that's not the main speakers. All right, this slider is black, so it still controls the main speakers. This slider is now green, which means it controls the master volume for this specific monitor, okay, the drum monitor. So if I want to turn the drum monitor off completely, I can turn it off. If I want to turn it on, turn it on. Turn everything down, turn everything on, up in the drum monitor. The instruments and microphones are controlled here. So I can turn the headset down in the drum monitor, and it won't affect how it is in the house, the two main speakers that the congregation hears. It only affects what the drummer will hear. I can turn it up. Okay? And then to get back to the main house mix, you push the button again so it's not glowing anymore. And we are back to the house mix. Okay? You see how my headset volume went back up to where it was previously. Same thing if I want to adjust anything in the keyboard monitor. I can adjust, turn the red mic all the way off since we're not using it. Okay? It's a good thing to do. And then see, everything moves to be back to the main house mix. Okay? Vocal monitor. You can push this. All right, we're going to turn the red mic off as well. So this doesn't need to be on. You don't have to worry about what this screen says for now. That's for more advanced things I can show you at a later time. I'm going to go through a few scenarios to just help you see what this looks like in practice. All right, you're here at practice and you hear the person playing keyboard that they want to hear more guitar in their monitor. First thing you do is you make sure their monitor is on. So we go to keys, monitor, it's on. Then we go to the mix, this button. Now this is what the keyboard monitor is being sent right now. So we are going to turn up more guitar by going like this. Boom. More guitar is in the keyboard monitor now. All right, scenario number 2. You are in church and everything is way too loud. You can tell how loud things are and how loud they should be based off this decibel meter. Okay, we turn on with pressing this button. Right now we're in the 60-ish range. For a Sunday morning, we want to be in the high 70s to low 80s. And so you would set it up here and you just watch that and watch for it to average out. And then you pick an average, and if everything is too quiet, then we're going to turn up our main speakers, our house speakers, we're going to turn them up. Or if it's too loud, we're going to turn them down. And that'll turn everything down equally. Scenario number 3. You're sitting back here and there are 3 people singing, but you can only hear 2. And so you can hear the person on the headset and you can hear one of the other vocals. And you look up here and you can see signal coming in at all thumbs. You can't see it now because it's not lit up, but you would normally see a light going up and down on here. And you see signal coming up on all 3 of our vocal mics, but you don't hear it through the speakers. What's wrong? Well, the black microphone, our corded mic up front, is not turned on. So we turn that on, and then you should hear it coming through the house. If they're singing, this is on, and you don't see any signal, then that means that there's a problem with the microphone itself. There's a mute slider that needs to be slid back to its on position. Scenario number 4. You are in the fellowship hall and all you can hear is drums. You hear nothing else but drums. The drums are way too loud. So how do you turn just the drums down in the fellowship hall speakers? Well, you're going to go to foyer speaker. You're going to go over here to drums and you're going to bring them down. And then back here to adjust our house mix. So that is how we adjust various things, and the same thing is true for any of these other monitors. You simply press it, make an adjustment, and then you come back to your regular mix. To play music, you turn on the computer. The password is listed on the sheet. Make sure the Bluetooth receiver is on and in RX mode. To change modes, you click down here. It cycles through the modes. TX will not work. RX is what you need. You'll hear the speakers make noises. Bluetooth receiving mode with a beep. Click on Spotify. We're going to do the Sunday morning playlist and hit play. You'll see here auxiliary is on and we have input. Adjust sound accordingly. All right, so that is the. Here are other helpful things that can help you while running the soundboard. One is we have a pair of headphones here, and if you hit solo, all the instruments that you hit this button on, this solo button, should come through the headphones. And so if you're trying to mix just 3 instruments, you can just listen to these 3. That's how it's supposed to work. To adjust the solo level of these headphones, you adjust this knob and that will turn it up or down.